Hi everyone, it's Alia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new journal that I just finished creating. I went kind of old school on this one. I didn't use a kit. Instead, I had, I don't know, a couple weekends ago, last weekend, I can't remember, when I was at Michael's, I picked up, and I don't have it near me, one of those, actually, you know what, I do have it. Hold on. Oh gosh, as I'm making a terrible mess over here. So I had picked up one of these paper pads by Recollections. There's 180 sheets, and it's thinner paper, not like usually the 12 by 12 paper pads. They're like cardstock, kind of like a light cardstock. This is more, almost, I'd say a little heavier than printer paper. So what I did was I spent all afternoon, last weekend, taking out the ones that I wanted and coffee dyeing them. So this book is made up of different coffee dyed papers from that paper pad. And I did, oh, let me just make sure before I open my mouth. Yeah, it is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So it is the standard size traveler's notebook. It is a little bit chunky, a little bit. It is one signature. And let me just take this off so you can see it. So this was actually one of the pages in the corner. I just cut it out to fit this. So this one says, "This is my story." On the back, it's just plain, but if you look really closely, you can see there's words on it. So I thought that was cute. And let's get inside. So actually, the only paper that is printed is this inside cover. And this was, let me just look at this side too. I believe this was from a digital paper pack that I got from Optic Illusions. Pretty sure it is, yeah. And yes, so that's the only thing that was actually printed. Everything else is from the Recollections paper pad. And there are elements in here that different people had gifted me. So hopefully I can remember what belongs to who, and if not, I do apologize, but I'll try my best to remember. So this first page here has this pocket, and this was actually one of the offcuts from one of the papers that I cut down to make a page. So this one says, "Enjoy every moment." And then in here, this is another offcut I used to make a tag. I did glue it to some cardstock to make it a little thicker, and then you can write on the back of this. And then this is a bookmark that I got a bunch of them off Wish, and realized I purchased them a while back. Realized I haven't really been using them, so I took one out and stuck it in this journal. Okay, so, and then everything else is just regular coffee dyed paper. Different types of coffee dyed paper, but it's all coffee dyed. And so, see, this page kind of went with this one. And then it actually says, "Life is grand. Life is a grand adventure. Go live it." But where the life is, it kind of got folded in half. So there's that. And then what I did was, these are Tim Holtz butterflies. I included them, and let me just show you this. This just flips out, so there's like a whole page of journaling right there. But I figured I'd include these because maybe you'd want to glue it down on a certain page and then use it as a tuck spot, or, you know, do whatever you want with it. So I just put them right here. Then we have some coffee dyed graph paper. And here is some fun vintage interoffice memo that I received. And then I put a little lace on the bottom just to, you know, dress it up a little bit. Here's another one of the pages. And this one actually folds out 3 times for lots of journaling. And then, well, realistically, if you wanted to, you could glue it here and here and turn it into a tuck spot. I didn't do that, just to give you an option to have more writing room. And you could put, you know, secret notes in there that you didn't really want anybody to see if they were going through your journal. So whatever you wanted to do. Now this is a fun page. This is a vintage book page, and in my last Happy Mail from my friend Alicia, she had included some different pages out of vintage books, but this, for some reason, I don't know if it's the coloring or whatever it might be, it just went really well with this whole journal. So I cut it down because it came on a bigger piece of paper, or bigger, see, is cut down, just so I could put it in here. And then I saw some journals that Kristen did over at Rock Paper Treasures, and she would just sew it onto the page. So it's kind of like a little flip out that you could journal behind, but it also kind of, I don't know, I just like the look that it gives it. So there's that page. Here's an offcut that I included in so you could journal on the back. This, believe it or not, it looks like it's just regular lined paper, but it is one of the sheets from the paper pad. And then I put a little doily in here, and this doily, this doily as well is from Alicia. And then some more coffee dye paper. And here I made my own belly bands. So what I did, this was just some cardstock. It was kind of like an offcut, like after you finish cutting out whatever it is that you printed. I had kept this, and I just ripped the edges and sewed it down. But on it, what I did, this was one of those butterfly appliques that I recently just got from eBay. I put one of my little turquoise beads in the middle. And then this little ribbon in the background, that also was in my Happy Mail from Alicia. But I just kind of like the way it all tied together. Now this is a card from Tim Holtz. It does have pictures on the back, but I thought this would be nice if you want to journal something in there. This here is a vintage, I don't know, it's to a game, because it does say Milton Bradley, 1991. So actually not really vintage, a little bit old, but not too old. But it looks like, you know, like a score pad from a game. And this was gifted to me in my Happy Mail from my friend Danny. Thank you, Danny. This is an offcut that I turned into a tag as well. I glued it onto some cardstock, and then I just added a little lace down at the bottom just to spice it up a little bit. And then, how did this go? I don't know. I think that was behind it. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so that all tucks back in there. And here, this is the back side of one of those vintage interoffice memos. But on this side, what I did, let me just take this out, I just did a little collaging. So I have some cardstock, I have some vintage book paper, lace, and then this cutout, it's kind of like a tag shaped cutout, sort of, also from Alicia in my last Happy Mail. She had given me a lot of fun little bits and pieces, and it's perfect for what I like to do when I make my collages, so I think I used a bunch of her stuff in this book also. And then this is a die cut from Tim Holtz, or actually it was from a paper pad and I cut it out. And vintage playing card. Okay, and another page from the collection. And here I did one of my little circle tuck spots, added some of this eyelash trim, have two different laces just laid on there with another flowery type applique. And then in here I have an offcut that I turned into a tag on some cardstock. Oops, and my dog is coughing, sorry about that. Vintage playing card. And I love this one a lot. I kind of debated whether to use it or not, because you see how old it is. You can see the yellowing around the edges, and I just think that it's awesome. But I'm using it, and I can always purchase more. I'm trying not to hoard anymore, so. And then this is just a little blank tag. It's the same on the front and the back. And there we go. And here's a little flower applique that I put a vintage button in the middle of. And this is a nice spread for nice journaling there. And another interoffice memo. And here is a little envelope. I did not make this envelope. I actually have bunches and bunches and bunches of these that I keep forgetting to use. So I remembered where the stash was, so I used them. And actually, yeah, this is from my stash. I thought it was one from Danny, but I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not sure. Sorry. And then inside, I just put an off-cut of paper so you can journal on it. And then I just, oops, clipped it right back on. Some more coffee dyed paper. And so this is the middle of the signature. I have the string in the middle. And just a little floating pocket that I made with an offcut from the paper. But the way it offcut, it was a little bit longer than this, but I thought that was perfect. I was just going to make it into a tag, but then I thought, no, why make it a tag? Why not just make it a pocket? So in here, I have a vintage game piece, and this is from Danny. And then I have a round playing card that I got at the antique flea market. And you can put whatever else you want in there. And since it's not sewed down or glued down, you can move it wherever you want as well. Okay, and then a little Dollar Tree star. And the next, same as the other circle tuck spot, same exact way. And almost the same exact stuff on the inside. This is a little journaling card from Tim Holtz. Vintage playing card, and one of the little tags again. And then more journaling. Another of the interoffice memos. See, I'm not hoarding as much anymore. I am using... Sorry about that. My son was screaming. Instead of doing the video again, just excuse the little scream in the background. He's online playing with his friends on the computer. So I think I was here. Oh yeah, I was talking about not hoarding anymore. So I am trying to use stuff that is gifted to me. And I'm actually changing subjects a little bit. I'm adding a lot of different stuff slowly into my Etsy shop. Stuff that I've kind of held on to for a while, but realized I may never use them, or if I am going to use them, I have so many of them that I might as well share. So I've been adding things to my shop, and in a separate video, I'll do a quick walkthrough of what I've put in there so far. But yeah, going back to the journal, I'm trying to use what I have. So here, I made another belly band. This here is from Danny, and I believe she still has these in her shop. But I kind of like it because it's sort of like there's like date, time, event. But if you say, you know, went to a bunch of concerts or something, I thought, you know, you could put the tickets in here, movie tickets, and it's also blank here, so you can write different things and, like, you know, write the date and what you saw, what show it was, what movie it was, and then just keep, you know, like the stubs and stuff inside. I put in just a little piece of paper to journal on, but of course you can always take that out and put in other things. But that's an idea for, you know, like tickets and clothes, meaning, you know, you could collect all your concert tickets, movie tickets, show tickets, whatever kind of tickets you want. I thought that would be fun. And then here's another one of those game score pages, and we'll look at this belly band. This is another little piece of ribbon from Alicia, and I hung a little, I love these little elephant charms, beads, charms, I don't know what they're called, hold on, I don't even know if you can see that. They came in my Happy Mail from Danny. She gave me a whole bunch of different charms and beads and everything, but I go through and I take out the elephants because I think those are so cool. So that is just hanging on there. And so now we're getting to the other side of everything here. And This is the first little glassine envelope I've used from my stash. These were some of the ones that Danny gifted to me. I didn't want to, but I did. I just sucked it up and I did. So I turned it into a pocket. I glued some trim on here, and then inside I have, this is another one of those Tim Holtz cards, and then just some coffee dyed paper, just an offcut, but perfect for journaling. And of course, you know, you can put whatever else you want in that bag. And then I have a vintage Trivial Pursuit card from Danny. This is another offcut tag backed on cardstock. So you can journal on that. And then this is, let me just make sure, yes. I don't know actually. I think I did get this from Alicia. I think. Because she gave me a couple little cutouts. I either did or this is from Sheena's shop. I can't remember. But you can journal on the back of it. And here I have another floating pocket. And this one I think came out really cool. So in the background, as you can see, this is the same paper that was made with the cover. You can see the little words, maybe, in the background. But then I added, you know, some a little collage here. So I have some ribbon as the base. This here is a little canvas tag that I got from Danny. This is from Michael's. I've had it for a long time. It's a key. And here's something from eBay. And then inside I've just made a little journaling tag, so it's the same paper, and then I put it on, I sewed it onto an index card so you can journal on the back of that. And the front looks really wrinkly, and I don't know why, but maybe air bubbles, I'm not sure, or when it was drying, could have been. But it can hide it in the pocket, and that way nobody will ever see it. But I thought this little floating pocket came out really cute. I do like the way that came out. Cute. Oops. Okay, and then, let's see here. So this is the back of another interoffice memo. This is a Tim Holtz card and another Dollar Tree metal, not metal, but made to look like metal embellishment with some lace underneath. And then in the pocket, this I've had for a long time. I don't actually remember what paper pad it went to, but I've kept it. So I used it now. And then a little booklet to journal in. So here is another flip out. And another thing from my stash of Happy Mail hoardiness. This envelope I got from Danny, and it has a matching card that I didn't put in it because instead I put another vintage Trivial Pursuit card. In the back, these are both from Tim Holtz, and you can journal on the back. And then the bottom here is some more lace from Alicia, and I like that when she gave me, so I have it close by. I do. In the bag of random pieces, if you remember, if you watched that video, there's so much fun stuff in there. And this lace came in 2 colors, and I really liked it. So I used that in there. And that is the back. So this will be listed in my shop. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And oh my gosh, look how big and chunky it is. It's so nice. So I'm going to have to tie it back up. And stay tuned for a couple more videos I have, or maybe I'll do it in one video depending on how long it is, but I just want to kind of give a little rundown of things that I'm adding to my shop, so that way if you're interested you can see what they look like in person. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch everyone in the next video. Bye.